What's good, y'all? What's the numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Paul Rowe What's the Numbers I provided. Today we back with a profile piece. But before we get into that, we got a What's the Numbers TV artist spotlight. This one is on Tip Top HB out of Brooklyn. Rapper doing his thing, getting to the bag. Got a new mixtape out. Make sure y'all tap into that. Be on the lookout for his interview coming soon on the channel. It's What's the Numbers TV artist spotlight. Tip Top HB, Instagram Tip Top Hardback, and here's a clip from his new video, Up in the Air. Now back with another profile piece. This one is on P Gutter. In this video, we're going to talk about his early years growing up in Brooklyn, New York. Then we will speak about his entry into the streets, where he would end up becoming a member of the Crips and make news headlines for a crime he allegedly committed in the early 2000s. After that, we will focus on P Gutter's time in jail, before highlighting his time in the spotlight as part of the GS9 movement that took Brooklyn by storm some years back. And lastly, we will break down the situation that currently has P Gutter behind bars, fighting a serious case. Stephen Pomey, better known as P Gutter, is from 95th and Clarkson in the East Flatbush section of Brooklyn. Being of Haitian descent in the heavy Caribbean neighborhood, he'll be very proud of his culture and carried that with him through the years. He would get extremely cool with some of the other kids from around his area, and eventually most of them became members of the G-Stone Crips, who at this time in the late 90s to early 2000s were in the process of expanding their membership and territory in Brooklyn. P Gutter would start to gangbang and run the streets, eventually getting locked up a few times over the years. He would face weapons possession along with some other charges after he shot at the police as they came to patrol a drug area he controlled. After getting locked up for the shooting, he would somehow beat the case, but according to P Gutter, the cops have had it out for him ever since. In June of 2005, he would make news headlines and be arrested once again for allegedly beating a gay man into a coma after the man made sexually suggestive remarks towards P Gutter as he walked past the victim wearing his girlfriend's pink tank top. The new charges P Gutter was facing carried a potential lengthy jail sentence if convicted. Over the next few years, the case played itself out in court, and when P Gutter was found guilty and sentenced to 25 years in April 2006, the case made news headlines once again. Eventually, his conviction would be overturned in 2008 by the State Appeals Court, who then dismissed the top charges against P Gutter, saying he could be retried on the lesser charges of second-degree assault and second-degree assault as a hate crime. Eventually, he pled guilty and received a 9-year prison term for his role in the situation. During the years that his case played out in court, P Gutter spent time on Rikers Island before heading up north to some of the worst maximum security prisons in the state. For a Crip doing time in some of these blood-dominated jails was pretty much a death sentence. It had been noted through interviews and magazine articles that many Crip members would low-ride or not claim at all because they were outnumbered so much. But according to those that did time with him, P Gutter was different, as he always claimed a set and Crip affiliation in any jail he landed at in the New York State blood-dominated prison system. P Gutter had courage, but his loyalty to the Crips would be put to the test plenty of times, as he stayed getting into physical altercations with members of the rival Bloods, causing him to do a lot of time in the jail segregation unit, aka the box. Over time, some of the Bloods he had issues with would come to respect P Gutter. He would even develop a bond with Bloodhound Brim leader La Brim, as the two would form an allegiance and put together different movements in the streets and jail between their two sets. In 2014, P Gutter would be released from prison and step right into the spotlight of the music industry by being associated with Bobby Shmurda, Rowdy Rebel, and the rest of the GS9 crew. Being older than all of the GS9 members, P Gutter would take on some type of big brother role once he came home from prison. He would accompany Bobby Shmurda and GS9 to Club Lust for a performance that caught the attention of music execs. The next day, record labels started calling, and eventually Bobby and Rowdy signed to Epic Records. Due to running around and holding the team down, P Gutter got a job as an assistant road manager with Bobby up until he got locked up. After the arrest of GS9, P Gutter himself would start rapping and link up with other artists around the city like G's Gasoline, China Mac, O&B JD, and Fabio Foreign. He would release numerous songs and vlogs on the internet, but there was a lot going on in the streets of Brooklyn at the time, and P. Gutter would get caught up in the whole Wu vs. Show war and even started dissing the GDs and Blickies directly in songs. He would also have a run-in with GD rapper Envy Kane in downtown Brooklyn that would make its way on the internet. There would be more videos on the internet, like the one going at 50 Cent, or another one about getting a rapper's chain back for him. But besides all the drama or gang members surrounding P. Gutter, he was actually making moves in New York City. He was continuously around some of the hottest up-and-coming rappers out of Brooklyn, and also had a relationship with behind-the-scenes mover and shaker Slow from Slowbucks. It's also documented that he put together peace walks consisting of rival gangs like the Crips, Bloods, and Gangsta Disciples. P. Gutter will also make moves for his own gang, the G-Stone Crips, as he maintained his relationship with La Brim and even had an allegiance called Jet Blue between the two gangs for a while. But eventually, everything would come to a halt when in June of 2019, P. Gutter would be arrested and charged with prostituting a pair of teenage girls out of a hotel in Jamaica, Queens. From there, crazy stories of mistreatment by COs and gang politics would come out about P. Gutter being beaten in jail and burnt after a fire-related issue happened around his cell on Rikers Island. The authorities would say the Bloods were the ones who burned him, and in fact that P. Gutter was the one causing trouble when they were even breaking a female CO's arm during the altercation. Then in June of 2020, P. Gutter would make news headlines once again when a youth mentorship program he was a part of on Rikers Island came under fire. In the article, they would talk about his previous charges along with his prison issues as a reason he shouldn't be a part of the program moving forward. And that's pretty much where we stand right now in the P. Gutter case, as he's waiting to see what the outcome of his case will be. But yo, it's What's the Numbers TV is a quick profile piece on Stephen Pomey, better known as P. Gutter, big homie Crip out of Brooklyn, GSC, Get Straight Cash, you know what I'm saying? Well known in the borough, well known in the city. You know what I'm saying? He got a brother named Biggs, been out there getting money for a minute. And when he came home, remember he came home to the whole GS9, Bobby got locked up. Then Bobby comes home now, P. Gutter's locked up. Now, even with the whole Fabio, he was around Fabio, right? He gets locked up June 2019. The video for Big Drip comes out August 2019. Fabio's out of here, running around, performing, all that getting money, you know what I'm saying? Gutter would have been right with him probably. But he's locked up, fighting the case, you know what I'm saying? These are how things work out, how things play out most of the time in the streets, man. It's rarely that you get the happy ending. Now, he definitely well respected. His name definitely rings bells. If you go online, there's always somebody talk about him in the likes of the well-known Crips, as far as the Ziggy Zaz, the Hollywoods, the Blue Boys, the Sight Bikes. You know what I'm saying? P. Gutter gets mentioned also. That's somebody that's been in jail, been in the system, never wasn't claiming, always held his own, represented. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to P. Gutter. Now he does have a case on that he's hanging over his head right now. You know, every time with these prostitution cases or whatever, when the minor and all that, sex trafficking, whatever they call it, there's always serious cases. So we not, you know what I'm saying, downplaying anything. Like I said, he got to deal with that, and we see what the outcome is. He's saying he had nothing to do with it, so we got to see what the outcome is on that. But yeah, that's the profile piece on Stephen Pomey, better known as P. Gutter out of Brooklyn. But moving right along, I want to talk real quick before I get up out of here, the members only. We got a couple more members joining. A lot of videos is going up. When we hit about 50 members, you know what I'm saying, I'll do something like a live or something just for the members. Even though I'm going to do a live on the regular page coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that. Now also, thank y'all for following the Instagram. We finally hit over 600 followers, but if y'all ain't follow yet, go over there and follow. We appreciate all the support over here. But yo, it's What's the Numbers TV. It's your boy Poe Rowe. We back before you know it, man. We out of here. Peace.